Welcome to
BamBamORama, BamBamORama, BamBamORama.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to another
Action.
Welcome to another BamBamORama. My name is Adrian Estrada,
I'm Jackson Grist.
and we're here with Here Lies the Hero. Hey, guys, welcome.
Hey, what's up?
You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves for us?
My name's Brandon, and I play the guitar for Here Lies a Hero.
Yeah, so my name's Dylan Cohen, and I'm drums. Hey, we're waiting on you, bro. Gosh.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I play the vocal cords.
The vocal.
Play the vocal cords.
I play the vocal cords.
I love that you said it that way.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I'm also James Tuppen. I also play bass for Here Lies the Hero.
Oh, there we go. You're also
Multiple personalities.
you're speaking
so-
on behalf of James.
No,
wish we
I
had,
am
like,
James.
You are James.
I wish we had like a Phantom of the Opera type thing.
Oh,
Or
dude,
two
that
The
would be
right
cool.
side is
Yeah.
James.
You're not that handsome, sorry.
I'm not. I'm half a beta and half an alpha, so the alpha is definitely James.
You know, I was wondering. I saw clips of y'all's music video, but I was like, "There's a fourth guy I haven't met before, and he's quite the handsome one."
It's not that guy.
No,
So how long have you guys been performing, rolling as Here Lies the Hero?
Oh,
Here we go.
So basically, the other guy in our music video, his name is James, and he was playing bass for us, and we recorded that music video. It's called Cherry Blade, and it's on YouTube now. But after we recorded that, he left, and we still have not seen him.
No, James lives in Houston. He is our fourth member of the band. He unfortunately can't be here with us all the time. He's still playing shows with us. Anytime we have any sort of traveling that takes place, he does come find us. We link up. He's still fully a part of our recording process, music videos, so forth and so on. He just his family lives in Houston. So
What does that look like for y'all? I mean, is
Yeah.
it difficult or?
good question. So
Is it difficult, like with him over there?
Yeah, I mean, is it hard to communicate?
I think it's.
Yeah,
Take
go
this
ahead.
one.
So basically, whenever we started the band in 2010, I had just moved here. I'm kind of an orphan. My parents split, and then when I was a young boy,
That's not what they're talking about.
oh, what are we talking about?
James.
James who?
Exact-
Tuppen?
Yes.
Dude, he's the greatest dude ever. I love that guy. James Tuppen, baby. Yeah, he live in Houston. It's kind of super annoying. But at the same time, it's just a couple hours away. So we just tell him, we're like, hey, dude, do you want to like come play a show? And he'll be like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so we'll do that. Sometimes he can't make it, and that's between him and the good Lord. But I don't know.
You don't know.
He's also very handsome.
yes.
Did
He's
we
a
mention
good-looking
that?
man.
mentioned
I
that.
don't.
Very handsome.
Next question.
Next question. So, does it make it tough having a member that is like 8 hours away though?
No, it's super f***ing easy, dude.
Yeah.
What we do is we just guilt him until he. Oh, sorry.
That's
It's super heckin' easy, dude.
okay.
Basically, what we do is we ask him if he can play, and sometimes he can, sometimes he can't. But the thing is that about like nerd culture is that there's some way through technology that we can put his bass in our songs.
There you go.
So
That's where he and I come in, obviously.
yeah, so whenever him and him are coming, they are they're able to put James into the mix. So whenever it's actually not that hard at all. It's pretty simple. And it's fun. It's great when he's around though. I love that dude. When James looks at you, it's like you're the only
one
guy
in the room.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know.
All right, so back to it. Next
So
question.
anyway, so basically to avoid judgment is like when I'm at work, I use my watch face that actually has like the numbers on it. But whenever I'm like in a social setting, I use this one, which just has the dials, but I've never learned how to do that. So this is all for show. I don't actually know what time it is. Next question.
Moving on.
Did we ask about the history of Here Lies a Hero? Did we get? I think
No,
it
we
was
haven't
asked,
gotten that
but
far yet because Clown over here keeps falling asleep. So I think I came on around 2010, 2009, and I know that Cheney here and Jackson were a band before that. They're the ones that really formed it. You want care to elaborate on that? I don't think he cares to elaborate. Cheney,
What?
the origination,
Huh?
the origination
band.
of the band. Elaborate.
Our band?
Yeah.
Basically, so basically what happened was I'm a child of divorce. So my parents split when I was 15, and I had to move down here to stay with my dad, who was basically a complete stranger at that point. It's a funny story about that because I almost joined the Permian football team,
Mm-hmm.
but I said no, I want to start a band instead, which was stupid because I didn't know it was the Friday Night Lights school.
Yeah.
But it,
Right. I
was gonna say.
but that aside, when I moved here, I was like, I want to start a band, and so I just made a conscious effort to ask everybody who looked like they played an instrument, "Hey, do you play an instrument?" And through just that, just in high school, being like, "Hey, you play an instrument?" or out on the street, "Hey, you play an instrument?" I was able to put together a band with our old original guitarist Jackson. We got stuff started, and this was 2008, 2009. And then right at the end of 2009, I was playing for a church group for this church called Mid Cities. Dylan here showed up. He was blown to Texas from Hurricane Katrina, basically blew his family over here. As soon as I saw him play, I hit him up and I was like, "Hey man, do you want to, like jam in my band sometime?" We got together, and the rest is history. And that's like the formation of the band. So we started the band, we had a good lineup with Dill as our drummer. After like about a year on, um, we decided that we wanted to make a member change at guitarist, and we had saw Brandon playing, and we were like, can we have that guy? That's how we found Brandon. So it's just kind of like the story of any other band, but what's cool about this one is that except for Brandon, we're all transplants. I grew up in military bases. Dylan got swept here from Hurricane Katrina. Our bassist James, he's from Singapore. So yeah, we all it's like kismet, this like kind of crazy thing that we all ended up finding each other and happen to be, especially in a town this small, we happen to find each other and make the kind of music that we all liked, and made that the band that is Here Lies a Hero.
And he's done.
So throughout this, over a decade and verging on the verge of a decade and a half, what's been the funnest part for you?
The origination years. So the first few years in Jackson's third story attic were a ton of fun. Just the excitement, all of us were young. I mean, Jackson, you were a part of the music group way back then too, and you still are. I'm sure you can attest to it. Like back then, our scene was strong. It really was. It was a lot of fun, and so
There's a lot of camaraderie back then.
The excitement around all that back then, when everyone was kind of all in it together and not snoring in the middle of an interview, and it was a lot of fun back then. But to fast forward a little bit, obviously, the guys moved to L.A. If anybody knows some history behind the band, several of the guys moved to L.A. to try and go make the L.A. life happen. Brandon and I chose to stay in Texas. He had started a family, and then I'm married now and have a kiddo as well. So we decided to stay in West Texas. But after everything was all said and done, they all wound up back in Texas predominantly, except for Jackson. Jackson's now in Low Lives, touring all around the country, and we're super happy and proud of him for doing that. But again, this last 2 years has been kind of a unique phase because like when COVID hit, this whole digital era came out of like file sharing and figuring out how to write music from different cities. And we're like, the idea started kind of building up in our heads, and I think James is actually the one that kind of initiated everything. He called me and he's like, "Hey, how about you and I start jamming?" And then Brandon and I started talking quite a bit more actually than James and I were, and then we kind of just led the pack. We started hanging out,
I
started
think we
going to the
definitely
gym
bonded.
together.
Yeah, we started bonding hard on that one.
Yeah, and we kind of just took the lead on it, and both of us started learning about mixing, mastering, recording.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So, and that's been a whole nother thing too that we can talk about. But we just kind of ran with this new digital era, which has been, for me, I'm a nerd about when it comes to that stuff. So it's like it's been an exciting thing for me to sit and learn how to like record our own drums. I don't know if you guys can see it in the background, but like we're tracking drums in here. I tracked them just a few nights ago. I don't know if you guys can see it in the frame or not. I've got my computer set up over here. We're tracking almost all of Here Lies material in here at the moment, and it's super cool because this is my backyard. This is my like shop, my chop shop in my backyard. So that's been really, really cool for me, and I've been nerding out on like learning how to use my DAW and record and mixing and mastering. He's awake. Hold on. Yeah, here we go.
Okay, so real quickly, here's what happened. So Dylan and Brandon did not come with us to California, and we basically spent years trying to replace them, and it wasn't possible. And I can tell you two specific things. First of all, with Brandon, we have this song called Sirens, and in the beginning of it, there's this drum fill that is just all 30-second notes, but it's a fill. If you listen to it, you'll understand. Can you mouth the fill? It's like that. No other drummer we ever tried out could do that. The same thing with Brandon. Brandon came and wrote with us, and so basically the whole time we were in California, we were trying to as best we could replace Brandon and Dylan, and it just didn't work. As much fun as it was being out there, there was a little bit of missing. First of all, doing it with your friends is so much better than just doing it with people.
That's
know?
hard facts on that.
We always
facts.
miss that. So after a couple of years, my bassist had started talking to Dylan and Brandon, and the funny story about that is that I don't even the band had broken up. We had not really talked, but always been close. The idea was like, dude, I just want to be in a band with my friends and have fun making music again. Because the best thing, like he was saying, the best part of being in this band has been the last couple of years, because you're doing it with your best friends. That is so much more gratifying than doing it with people. Even if it's like the best people in the world, like it's not your friends, it's not what you do it. Whenever James had called me, had been out of the band, that night I had decided that I wanted to try one of them sex pills. So
Blue Chew?
did I tell you that? So no. So this was before like subscription boxes and shit like that was a
like
thing.
The
like an
supermarket one, or
like
the
an
7-Eleven.
extends or something.
So what I did
Extends.
was I went to the gas station. I was like, I just want to try it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, like those ones that are on display?
yeah,
The Rhino.
Oh, yeah, the
Rhino.
Rhino.
Yeah,
Rhino.
yeah.
Take
Exactly.
charge.
Exactly.
And
so
it's like it's got like horn powder or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, like
So suck
so
on
I
this
decided
reservoir.
I decided that night I was gonna take charge. So I had took that pill, and it had a horrible effect on it. Basically, all the blood rushed to my head, like my body was beet red, and I was so hot that I was rolling around on the floor. And in the middle of me rolling around on a floor having a panic attack, I get a phone call from James, our bassist, and I go, hello? And he goes, and I mute the phone, and he goes, man, I've been thinking a lot about our journey and everything that we've been through and how much we miss our friends, and like goes on this huge thing. All the time he's talking, I'm rolling around on the floor going, ah! and I'm just unmuting the phone just to be like, yeah, I miss it too, man. So the whole, and then he, like, we all like have a phone call or whatever, and the whole time I'm just muted. But that's the story for me, in my perspective, how we got back together. Like with our like the way that it should be was I was having a borderline panic attack because all the blood was in my pee-pee and my brain.
I've never heard that story.
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, that's an exclusive then.
But to
Oh,
speak,
man.
but to speak for everybody, and all that aside, it like
Yeah.
the last few years that we've been doing this have been the most fun, because you're finally like fully adulted or whatever.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we're just having fun. We're not worried about like this or that or the other. It's like we're just coming in, and like he said, we like, now that we have like the technology or whatever where we can record all of our ideas, we send them off to a producer to get mixed and mastered and arranged and all that. But the fact that we can do it all here together, we don't have to put together $5,000 and run up to a studio and
Right.
write half of it in the studio. Like, we could take our time and do it here, and just doing it with your best friends is like the greatest thing ever. The other day I showed up to Dylan's house to ask him a question, just real quick. I just literally stopped by. I knocked on the door, and his wife answered, and then without being like, hey, Cheney, what are you doing here? She just goes, hey. And then she like leaves the door open and walks into the living room where like y'all are all having, like, you and Kaylin and Jesse are like watching TV with your kid. It's such a family, like, beautiful, wonderful thing. Like, cause like with friends and even family, you can't really tell them everything.
Right.
But with this band, with these brothers that I've had for so long, for me personally, like, it's been a blast the last couple of years, because this is the one time where I can actually just completely be who I am and not worry about all that shit. This is therapy, right?
Yeah.
They're right.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a TED Talk.
Also, I
Next
want to thank you, Cheney, for letting us break the boner pill story.
No problem.
'Cause I'm really excited.
That's
We've
exclusive.
been
That's an-
after that
yeah.
one for a while.
That's
Yeah,
a
we
little,
have.
Exclusive.
That's a
Here
little
lies
s-
the hero lore.
that's a little exclusive
Yeah.
for you.
Right.
That's what we call it in the business.
Wait, so I gotta ask, did you have to like tuck it in the belt?
Dude, it's like it didn't even hit my pee. Like I talk about like,
Oh, that's right. It went to your head.
yeah, it just went to my head. Like
Just
it,
like his ego
yeah,
all the
dude.
time.
Yeah, it went everywhere but my pee.
May I ask, were you just by yourself and decided this was the time?
Dog, I was no. My girl was coming over later, like an hour later. So I was like, I have
So you
I
took
have an hour.
you wanted
Yeah,
to kick in.
So just on my way home,
Yeah.
I was buying my energy drink at the gas station. I just saw it and I was like, dude, what if my girl came over and I just like hit her with my pee for like 3 hours straight?
Yeah.
Like, how great would that be?
Mhm.
So I was like, yeah, why not? And then like take it, and I guess when you're younger you don't need it, or I don't even know like what happened, but like, yeah, I was just writhing around on the floor. I was still beat red when she walks in and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "The band's back together."
Did she say, "Well, I'm sorry it didn't work out, but thanks anyway, bud"?
But she was such a sweetheart. She didn't say anything either way.
That's still
feel-
good, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
better
was
than
gonna say, I feel like that might be worse.
I miss
Oh.
her so much.
Well, that's true too, because it's like, oh,
Yeah, saying nothing is that's saying a lot.
I love her so much. Call me.
call me.
so you've been back in this West Texas area for 2 years, right? Where do you guys see yourselves in another 2 years? I mean, you're recording with a purpose, I'm assuming.
Celebrating the 2-year anniversary of you asking me this question. Where do we see ourselves in 2 years?
I don't know, probably writing your next favorite song.
Like the whole point about when we did have that phone call, the main thing we said was this has to be fun. As long as this is fun, because like a
Yeah.
lot of it when you're a kid, you're like stupid and you're like, oh dude, like we have to get signed, we have to like do this, do that. We used to tour on certain set lists because our management would be like, you have to play this. Like one tour we went on, they said only play old songs, don't play any new songs. And then the next tour they went only play new songs, don't play any old songs. And like that, yeah, that whole dichotomy, because everyone's got an opinion, and whatever. But like the main thing that we said was we want this to be fun. For the last 2 years, we've been having the time of our lives. It's been awesome. And that's like for 2 years or whatever, 2 years on, we've like, if we get an offer, that'd be great. If there's some way we could work into it, that'd be great. But for us, and for me personally, and I think y'all agree, it's just about making music with your best friends and making shit that's cool, dude. Very cool to us, and we hope to other people. Cherry Blade now streaming now.
Yeah.
So Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I want to swing this around. Bam Bam, is that a Flintstones reference?
No, it's his dog.
Yeah, but is the dog is the name of
He was. I'll
Flintstones?
be honest. So I got him used. He was. he
You
was
didn't get the-
pre-owned, certified.
You didn't get the new
Um,
model.
I didn't get it. Yeah, I didn't get him fresh.
You didn't
out
know
of
the
the-
2015s just came in.
Right, I didn't. But yeah, he was already named Bam Bam, and I remember my mom like got embarrassed for me. She was like, "Oh, I'm sure you don't want to call him Bam Bam. You want to call him something else?" And I was like, "Bam Bam's a sick ass name."
Yeah.
Like, I was like, "Yeah, I want to call him Bam
Yeah.
Bam."
Fuck
I love-
you. Yeah.
I didn't. I went through like a period of 3 or 4 years, in the end of high school and the beginning of college where I was like, cartoon, like things I enjoy aren't cool. And then I got over it and I was like, I like cartoons and wrestling again. I really never didn't. I just didn't do that because I thought it was uncool.
I feel like
But-
that's mostly everyone too.
everyone, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so he came with the name Bam Bam. And I was like, this
That's
is cool.
all to say. Could y'all both right now, which you prefer between Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles?
Fruity Pebbles.
think about it.
100%. Because chocolate's by far my favorite thing, but Fruity Pebbles is a treat. It's different. Chocolate you can get from almost anything, and chocolate Rice Krispies are the same thing as caramel. So
absolutely.
When I was a kid, I actually loved Cocoa Fruity Pebbles. But my current whey protein
You
that I
said
drink.
Cocoa Fruity Pebbles?
What did I say?
You said
Is it Cocoa
Fruity
Puffs
Pebbles?
or
Cocoa Pebbles.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Cocoa Pebbles
Okay.
was my favorite. But my whey protein that I drink currently is Fruity Pebble.
They got it
flavored.
in Fruity Pebbles?
Dude,
Yes.
it's delicious.
It
it's the
is,
best
yeah.
tasting whey protein I've ever drank in
You
my
gotta
entire
tell
life.
me.
Yeah.
You gotta show me which one it is
will.
afterwards, so I can arm wrestle
Yeah.
my dad.
It's delicious. We'll post the links to Chinese YouTube video
But
as well.
aside from the Fruity Pebbles, what are y'all's favorite cereals?
Ooh, the hard-hitting questions. Dude, I'm like boring, so I'm gonna have to say let's Smart Start. Okay,
What
okay.
is Smart Start? Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. I'm fucking boring. Adult me loves Smart Start. It's kind of like Special K.
Okay.
But it's got stuff in it, right? Like bits of
Yeah,
other
it's got like
things.
nuts in it.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking say it.
That's your one. Don't you say it.
Don't you fucking say it.
That's your one.
But okay, so that's the adult me. The kid me, despite how many times the roof of my mouth bled, I gotta go with Captain Crunch.
Oh, dude.
Crunchitize me.
Okay.
I've always had an idea for a commercial for Captain Crunch. Have you ever seen the commercials as a kid?
Yeah.
I always,
Good
you know
for-
how like the kids are like at a boring place, and they're like, "Oh, this place sucks."
Oh yeah, and then Captain Crunch is all
I
like,
wish
"Hey."
I was thinking like me and my friends we wanted to do one where we're at like my grandma's funeral, and I'm like as a kid I'm like this funeral sucks. I wish I had some Captain Crunch, and then like Captain Crunch just barges in and just like crashes the funeral on like the casket and all that.
Can we
And
make
then
a
he
music
crunchitizes
video
us.
of it starts off as a funeral procession and then you guys get dressed up as Captain Crunch on a ship,
Yeah.
crash it, and then you start
Either
playing?
that or like the Kool-Aid,
Oh,
the
shit,
Kool-Aid
yeah.
Man.
Yeah, yeah,
The Kool-Aid Man.
Kind of like a
just-
crossover.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can we make this happen?
this guy.
Wait,
again.
it's strange how you sound like the Kool-Aid Man and Macho Man at the same time.
Anyway,
It can't just be me there.
No, yeah, I think they're. I believe that they're one and the same. I know they weren't
Yeah.
voiced by the same person, but they might as well have been.
Both on the juice.
My favorite is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I've eaten since I was a kid.
It's pretty solid.
Ooh,
I'm gonna say-
Ooh, I might be into that.
you
Careful.
said Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Is that what you said,
Yeah.
though? That's your answer?
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yes.
Okay, let me give my answer now. This is a throwback, but do y'all remember Cookie Crisp?
Yeah,
Cookie Crisp, yeah.
Dog.
they still make it.
I think they still do. Yeah.
It is good.
That's the one. That's the one where I would eat that shit,
Yeah.
dude. My parents used to get so pissed at me because I'd eat it all in one sitting. Like
The
I'd
whole
eat it-
box?
dude. Yeah, dude. Because I'd like giant one with a bunch of milk, and then you finish it, you still have milk. You're like, well, I don't want to be rude. So
I don't want to be rude.
You fill it up.
Okay.
You fill it up again and slap that, and there's a little bit at the bottom, and there's only a third left, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Pour the rest of that in, dude. Dude, I used to make my parents stressed with how much food I ate, but especially Cocoa Crisp or whatever. I was
And he's still the skinniest one out of all of us.
yeah.
So I don't know. How did y'all feel when y'all got to the bottom of the cereal box and it was like half powder? I always got disappointed.
I loved
I
that.
like
shit,
You
the
love
dude.
y'all do?
Dog.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like a extra
No,
topping in
No,
there.
no, I'm with
Nah,
you.
dude.
No.
I'd slap that shit right in the milk,
Yeah.
dude, and just
Yeah.
like mix it around, and yeah, dude, have
I was
milk,
just like,
and then be thirsty, like you know what I mean? Because it's all powder into a little bit of milk, and then I drink it, and I'm like, why do I still need liquid? Like I just drank a bunch of milk. It's all that powder.
Yeah, I like.
No, I'm with Jackson on that one.
Yeah.
I would like dodge it.
actually,
I
we got
kinda,
a
like,
lot in common.
Stick
on
my
this
hand
one,
down in
Dylan.
the box and like rake out the solids. Right?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
really?
yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Dude.
We got a lot in common on this
Yeah.
one. My all-time favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast
It's
Crunch.
so
I love
good.
it.
I think
thing-
I have a second favorite. So like the two boxes that I've always had in my pantry are Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and it's a boring one again, but what is it, the Frosted Mini Wheats?
Yeah, those are good.
Bro.
Those are good.
Dude.
There's actually people dog
love
on them, but
those.
they're so good.
Yeah, that's like
Dude.
the top three for me.
I
Y'all
turned my
remember-
wife on
y'all
them
remember
like
shredded
recently,
wheat
and she
before
like
the Frosted
loves
Mini
them.
Wheats?
Yeah.
No.
Shredded wheat
It
was
was a
boring.
brick.
Oh yeah, it was a big mini wheat, but the big thing and no fun stuff
Yeah,
on it.
it's
No fun
yeah.
stuff on it.
Oh,
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you
I-
had to break it up yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
Dang, that's the throwback.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. Like my earliest memory, like one of my earliest memories ever as a kid, was the first time I had Frosted Mini Wheats. Like, dude, I was insane when they came out with the strawberry mini wheats, dude. You ever had those?
Yeah, those are
Dude,
Right.
crazy good.
good. Absolutely, those are really good.
I never messed with the flavored mini wheats.
Is it
What?
Wheats? Is it Wheats
Got
or
to,
Wheaties? The
bro.
ones that had like the athletes on it.
Wheaties.
Wheaties.
Wheaties. Oh, okay.
I like Wheaties.
It was
As a
my-
kid, I
It's-
grew up liking Wheaties. And,
yeah,
and
they
Special
look
K.
like pillows.
They look like
Wheaties.
Or I
they're-
think it's
they're
wheat.
flakes. but
Flakes.
They're brown and they're kind of rough.
Yeah,
Isn't it
we-
kind of crazy that like as a kid, like all those athletes all like got tested for steroids, or they got
Yeah.
like because I had one of Mark McGuire.
Oh, the box covers.
You had the box covers?
Yeah, the box covers.
I didn't remember that Mark McGuire was on it. I just remember Michael Jordan and then a bunch of Olympic athletes.
I think the biggest surprise for me, because I grew up a gymnast, so I was always like, yeah, I'm stealing that from you. One of the biggest surprises for me, and I remember being in school, and I remember hearing that
Do you need to
Michael
go say
Phelps had
goodnight?
failed a drug test.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
dude, for whatever reason, I was like so bummed out about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Armstrong had all the bands that went around
Yeah,
forever. You
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that? And I was like a
Livestrong,
diehard
yeah.
fan of all those. Like
Yeah.
the was it the
Yeah.
Livestrong.
the Livestrong?
And then
Livestrong.
Livestrong separated from Armstrong, and now I think Livestrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I
Are they
think
back?
they're going out of business, aren't they?
Oh, maybe.
I think.
That's what they
I-
get. That's what they get.
Did you did you see the Olympics that they're trying to make that it's not the Olympics, it's like steroid or
Oh yeah, the steroid Olympics.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait, is that actually like that? It's actually.
I want to say it's coming this year if it was coming.
I want to say like a year ago. It was like in.
I just
yeah,
did.
it was in talks when I last heard of it. But
I saw that pause.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I was-
Yep. I'm surprised you didn't jump on that one. Yeah. Yep.
But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm really excited if it happens because I mean it's gonna be crazy, right?
yeah,
You can't not see
Yeah.
something incredible happen when
a lot of
everybody's taking something.
crazy emotions for sure.
Speaking of crazy, I feel
Someone
like
might die just because they got upset.
yeah.
a lot of roid
South
rage.
Park episode.
Where
That South Park episode where Jimmy gets on it
all right,
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
and he like beats up his. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite interviews so far. Like these people are gonna be like, are they gonna talk about the band? Like, what is going on? They've talked about cereal, steroids.
This is the band. We're just broing out,
Right?
bro.
This is the good stuff, though, right?
Yeah, this is what people should know about people that they
Yeah.
don't. It's not just
Exactly.
the music; it's the people.
Right. To backtrack a little, there is something I thought was interesting when we had y'all play at the music fest. We didn't have James, but we could hear James, and I think y'all kind of referenced that a little bit earlier, and I'd like to know a little bit more of that. How do we get to hear the bassist when
So-
we don't get to see the bassist?
Right. So, Cherry Blade is basically a song about how, like, getting out of a
no.
relationship, you're trying to talk to somebody. You know, it's like whenever you're breaking up and you're getting back together at the tail end of the relationship. You know, it's like you're down so low, losing that person, and then why are you laughing?
Huh?
I'm like bearing my soul here.
Oh no, we're listening.
But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, we're
so
listening.
anyway, so it's like the end of the breakup where like you don't talk for a few days and then you start talking and it feels like a drug. It's literally like, oh God, even though you know it's gonna go all wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like it's still such a drug that you're just, huh?
What?
Can I ask y'all a personal question?
No.
Huh.
So
Is that okay if I do though?
yeah,
Yeah.
All right, cool.
whenever you guys are planning,
If I like stepped out to take a pee-pee real quick and I peed on the side of the shed, would the mics pick that up?
maybe, but the noise canceling would definitely cancel.
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be right back.
Okay, so to answer your question, long story short, the question
was
slams
the question
door,
again?
slams the
I'm
door.
sorry, what was the
About
question?
having the bass players
Yeah.
sound coming
Oh
through.
yeah, that's
Yes.
right. That's
so
right.
the question was, so when we play live, how are you able to hear the bass player when he's not technically there?
Yeah.
So this is where he and I come in. So again, I said earlier that over the last 2-3 years, he and I have taken a lot of time out of our personal lives and
yeah.
figured out how to write, record, mix, produce, all that stuff on our own. Introduced a whole new world of plugins and like different DAWs. We actually use different DAWs. He
Yeah, that's
uses-
true.
he
I use
uses
Cubase and he uses Logic.
I'm like a diehard Apple fan, so I'm Logic. We let James write his bass parts from his house. He will send them to me, to my computer, and we actually throw them in to our backing tracks. When we play, we typically play with in-ears. Of course, he's gonna mess with stuff on the side of the shop, so we'll hear.
I'm not sure he's
It'll
pissing
be-
at the
It'll be
moment.
canceled
probably
out.
taking
It's
a
fine.
crap.
Yeah.
but yeah.
One or two, bro.
Was that number 1 or 2?
That was number one, but I bent your rake. And that's not a euphemism. I literally stepped on it.
Oh,
and
I was
said a
just
little
about
bit.
to ask, is that a euphemism?
Yeah, no.
I've never heard that. But yeah,
Okay.
in short, yeah, James will record his parts. Me and Dylan will mix everything and we'll insert it. We'll put it as a backing track. That's
Okay.
basically how we
Yeah.
play our live shows.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I
we
wasn't.
have-
Oh,
I don't know
sorry.
if you can see it in the shot to my left. That's facing you guys, but behind y'all is like we have a rack-mounted system right there. We have our own mixer with in-ear monitoring and all that stuff, and we run.
Beautiful rack.
Yeah, it's a nice rack. We love it.
Thank you.
You perv.
Yeah, we play with backing tracks. We have metronome. We have like I've actually built in a guide into all of our songs, so like it tells you like chorus 2, 3, 4.
It definitely helps out.
Yeah,
It
and,
definitely helps.
Yeah, so it makes it
Yeah.
pretty easy to follow. But with
Yeah.
that said, when with us being able to go in and create all that stuff, I just throw the bass into them. It's really not as cool as you think. It's like a lot of churches and stuff do it, and
Yeah.
that's actually where I learned it. So I've been playing since we've met. I've continued to play for churches all around West Texas, and I've just learned a lot from being in that environment because churches spend a lot of money on that type of thing.
They do.
So I kind of took one from them and created our own and a metal vibe. Yeah.
So it's respectively self-taught through those experiences. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, they came up with it. Somebody along the way in the worship world came up with this kind of mindless way of playing a song. Because I think what they experience is a lot of times their artists don't have enough time to practice and rehearse because the church world doesn't typically pay.
Right.
So they don't always get the best musicians. So what they do is they find ways to make it as easy as possible. So they created these backing tracks that have a metronome, a guide that tells you exactly where you are in the song. And just, there's just things that happen in the headphones that the audience doesn't hear that really makes it kind of mindless. You
Right.
just show up and play. Well, whenever we're not all together all the time, hence James living in Houston, I'm like, well, what if I go ahead and put this together? That way, when we are together, it's just like plug and play.
I would always heard, I forgot what the techniques referred to as, but like the Osmonds back in the day, they didn't learn anything either. They actually had something rolling like a few minutes or a second or two in front, and they would just
Really? I didn't
There's-
know that.
Yeah.
There's actually, I heard that a similar thing. I had Brandon Urie from Panic at the Disco. Is that his name? Urie? I saw something where they said this is what he hears in his in-ears throughout the thing, and it's not the whole band playing the music. It's like a click track, maybe a guitar riff, and then like every once in a while it might like there's a helping like vocal track that might
Yeah, that's what-
Like a guide.
sing the beginning
Yeah.
of a line, and then he'll like goes with it.
Kinda
I'm
like
like,
the-
I was like, that's nuts. Like,
I think it's evolved
weird,
over
yeah.
the last couple of years
Yeah.
for sure. Like people are developing new ways to do backing tracks, and I was actually talking to another local drummer here in Midland just not long ago about how they did their backing tracks, and I actually was debating on kind of going back in and redoing ours. But yeah, they do a very similar thing. They actually have the actual recorded song in their headphones, and they just play along to it. And I was like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But we choose to do a little bit differently, where it's just the only thing in our headphones is each other, obviously first and foremost, where we can hear each other, and then like I said, click. I've got a guide, and then the actual backing tracks that we play along to. So like a lot of our parts have second and third guitar parts, things like that. The bass tracks are there. We have a lot
Bunch
of
of
our new
synths.
stuff have synth
Bunch
and
of
piano
synths and
parts.
plugins and stuff like that.
Shoot, you've even written some stuff lately that's got like violin and stuff like that in it. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all in there. But
Yeah.
yeah, just that way we can have it for our lives.
Is
Setting.
there anything like for let's say anybody that's out there watching potentially, is there anything that you can give them that's like, hey, this is where you can start, and then
YouTube. So YouTube is definitely a big. Go ahead. I feel like you have something to say. You definitely have something you want to say. Go ahead.
Any bands out there? You know what? Let me be real for a second.
God, I love this fucking guy.
Any bands out there that are just starting out, fucking quit. Stop being bands. Stop getting in the way. I already am competing with fucking a million other bands. Stop being bands. Stop it. There's the advice. Hey, what about backing tracks? None of your fucking business, dude.
Tell me how you really feel, Janie. That's good.
I think this just
That's
became like the most clippable episode of our podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good advice
Yeah,
for
we're giving these guys all
good
kinds
advice
of
for like the
no,
youth.
no. That's
Edit that
a
out.
good thing. It's a
Yeah,
good thing that's
funny.
flippable.
Yeah.
In a month, our TikTok's just going to be like 8 videos of this.
I will say on the
Oh,
backing
man.
tracks though, me and Cheney, we had some moments like it. For sure, it's a trial and error thing with the backing
Yeah.
tracks. So like our first couple of shows, we literally couldn't hear ourselves like singing, and it like the song would play. I think was it Runaway? So Runaway would
He
play,
said yes.
and I couldn't hear jack shit. I couldn't hear my vocals at all, and I've never performed in a situation where I couldn't hear myself.
Hmm.
So that's like a panic
Yeah, it's
moment right
jarring.
there. Yeah, that was fucking scary.
yeah, how did it go?
So, how did it go? I
We
mean,
were told we did well, but To us, we're like, we got to fix that.
anytime people says we did good, I assume that we fucking sucked. And I think that's just my negative mind.
Because
So
there's
at
always
that-
like that, like, you guys
Yeah.
did such a good job. Or
I think it's the way they oversell
and
it.
then
They're
there's
like,
the,
yeah,
yeah, y'all did good. Like,
it doesn't matter. Even if they're like, if they
Oversell it.
no, no.
Just stop, bro. Stop. Let me talk to you in private. Dude, stop that shit, bro. Oversell it. Tell us we did great. I need the validation. These guys, they have their own lives. They're fulfilled in their own way. Brandon's amazing at guitar. Dylan's an incredible drummer. For me, we did great. Oh, wow, you did great. I'm a dog, dude. Tell me I did great. Snap your finger in the air. That's what I want.
Pat his
I'm
head.
sorry. Sometimes I forget I'm
Yeah.
talking to y'all.
No,
When
you're
you brought
fine.
up other bands, dude, this chick told me the other day, she's like, I'm thinking about I'm going to get into singing and see how that is. I'm like, fuck you, dude.
How about
Like,
you fucking don't?
yeah. You try to be like competition to me. Like, what do you fucking want us to be
Yeah.
friends and you're going to try to sing? That's how I feel about it.
Well, you know he's a singer, right?
Yeah.
Everyone but Jackson.
Jackson. I would never say it to his face, but Jackson's an incredible vocalist and one of my favorites.
I think you just actually said it to his
Why he
face.
said it looking at the camera, not. Oh,
Oh,
he looked
okay.
down.
Okay.
He looked down.
Thank you, Cheney. I appreciate that.
I would have some advice. Did you finish your thought?
On the backing tracks, dude. For people that are wanting to do it, it's a lot of trial and error for sure.
Yep.
But YouTube is a big factor. I don't think you necessarily have to have a degree or go to school for that. Literally, just do your research and be patient. Trust the process.
So
Oh no! Wait, hold on. All right, so I've got a couple things when it comes to. So the question was, what advice would you give to new bands or guys that are also in bands around the country? So my advice would be, so one time I got to take a lesson with one of my drum heroes, which is Matt Griner from August Burns Red. We had a great lesson, spent like an hour with the guy, went over some rudiments, things like that, and at the end of it, he's like, dude, you just need to play. You just need to get in a band and play. He's like, you've got the chops. You've got the drive. You've got the passion. Just play. And so that's what I would say. So any like young and aspiring young guys, it's like, dude, it takes those hours for one to hone your craft as a musician. But then secondly, I'm going to expand upon that a little bit. We live, I think COVID kind of assisted with this, but what I alluded to earlier with the whole digital age thing, like we live in a digital age now where like if you're in a band, someone in that band needs to know how to run a DAW. I would highly, highly, highly recommend that someone in your band learns how to mix, master, record, because like we said earlier, it's like $5,000 per song if you go to a big.
I want to interject real quick, Dylan. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Just
you're good.
so the audience knows, because not everyone's a musician, and I know we've said this on a previous podcast. A DAW is a DAW. That stands for Digital Audio Work.
Yes, sorry. I just
Workplace
assume people
or
know
something like
this.
that. It's the software that we use to record stuff.
Yes.
Yes, recording
Basically,
software.
yes.
Please learn about recording software. It helps you tremendously because if you want to do backing tracks or if you want to do what we're doing similarly or do the same thing we're doing and do it in-house, it just helps tremendously, especially in today's day and age where it's just so accessible. YouTube, we were just talking about YouTube. I've learned almost everything on YouTube. Yeah, and then also use your resources, like people on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook and mainly Instagram. They'll respond.
Yep.
If you message any of us,
Ask around.
we'll
Like
respond.
asking like fellow musicians. It's a great way to network. It's a
Yeah.
great way. Like it's just a great way to meet musicians, network, and learn a bunch of shit.
Yeah, like not long
Just-
ago, I messaged. What's the drummer's name that played on the Disambiguation album on for Under Oath? Daniel Davidson. On a whim, I was just thinking about something while I was going down the road the other day, and I looked him up on Instagram. Sure enough, got an Instagram. I messaged him, like immediately responds. I'm like, heck yeah, dude, that's so cool.
I've gotten some responses from people I did not expect to get responses
Yeah, just
from.
like an
It's
immediate
wild.
response. Again, find the guy on Instagram, message him, and like just the other day, I ended up having a 2-hour long mixing lesson with him.
That's cool.
Called the guy and was able to he walked me through how he sets up August Burns Red show on their mixer and like showed me how I could do it on mine, so forth and so on. So like, don't be afraid to ask questions. There's not a dumb question. That's how we figured it out up to this point, and we're still learning every day. Like Clayton King from So It Begins, he's turned into a good friend of ours because he's like readily available for us all the time. He's one of those guys that he gave us his number and like we text him all the time, and he usually is pretty quick to respond and helps us with not just our question, but then he'll expand upon it and be like, oh, and by the way, while you're working on this, you're gonna want to like watch out for this and this and this too. So yeah, just use your resources.
Also, he's very talented, and you would think like someone like him, he doesn't have to provide you with all that information and advice, but he's a very humble guy and he's very helpful, and he's helped me and Dylan over the past couple of years. So,
And I also know who he is, and we talk sometimes too.
I was also gonna ask. It feels like you're tied down. Like if you fall off beat with the track, then everything's off. Was it hard to get everyone on board, or was everyone? And you obviously were on board because you've done this at church. So how did everyone else feel about it when that was presented to them?
dude,
It's taken a
yeah,
lot-
It's hard.
that's- Like the first year of us before we've been practicing for like a year before
we
started
messed
playing
up the
shows
first
again.
couple of shows.
Oh yeah, no, and honestly, it was like my fault because
we got behind and ahead a couple times trying
Yeah.
to like do that. Take practice.
yeah, no, that's a great question because like yeah, when you fall off in a live setting, like you've got to just either pick it back up or turn that sucker off and keep going. Right?
Yeah.
That's my memory.
yeah.
And no,
sucks.
that's a great point. So practice with your backing tracks. We practiced for months before we ever played a live show, and then we still screwed it up. And you're gonna screw up. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of natural,
Hey,
and that's what I always say. That's how I always say it's always trial and error. So
Yeah.
when you fuck up, when you mess up, you just got to keep going. Like you got to trust the process,
Yeah.
and especially with live. Like I'm not a perfect
Have
guitarist.
you ever
he
messed
thinks
up?
he
You
thinks I am.
messed up.
he's
there-
kind of a
there's-
perfectionist, and he's really good. He just doesn't allow himself to
Right.
say it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's like live. I've been playing live for like almost probably 20 years, but there's still little mess up hiccups that I'll do. So it's just one of those things, and it you got to trust the process, and there will always be trial and error. Something will happen live, and you just got to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
That's another one of those like
yeah,
good. That's a good recommendation for other bands. When you mess up, don't stop and turn and look at your other guy. Just keep trucking.
I thought it was give up and don't start a band.
Yeah,
That
Right.
is the advice.
that is that.
I
is-
like that more.
Stop.
that is the advice. He said stop.
Like what? You want to write a song? No, get the fuck out of here. Like you want to be in a band? No.
We want to know your socials. That way, everyone can find this.
My
music
social
that we've been
security?
talking- Yep.
Social
Oh,
security.
okay.
He's illegal, so
I am illegal.
Yes.
Anyway, so you can find Here Lies the Hero at Instagram at HLTHTX. That's Here Lies the Hero Texas HLTHTX. If you're looking for us on the Facebook, it's Here Lies the Hero. And then we have a TikTok, HLTHTX. That's where you can find our band and go there and don't worry about our socials. I mean, you can follow his because he's killing it on guitar. He's incredible. What's your social again?
Yeah, my socials is Bran Halen 32. I think it's Bran Halen 32. I don't even know my own account name.
This is the guy that says he's not the greatest guitarist that ever lived. His Instagram handle is Bran Halen.
That's my Xbox handle name. That's the only reason I have that name. Now people are gonna think I'm comparing myself to Van Halen.
Aren't you?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was clever.
That's great.
mine's just my name. I'm boring. Mine's Dylan_Cohen on just about everything.
And then mine is Cheney HLTH.
I thought it was Dream Scene.
Oh yeah, it is Dream
Dream Xing?
No, that's all dead. Cheney HLTH. Find me everywhere. Cash at me at Cheney HLTH.
Do we
I mean-
speak in like for James? Is it white rifle?
Who cares, dude? He's not here.
Wow.
When's the next show that people can expect to find you? Now, keep in mind that this one will air roughly middle of August.
Middle or late August, right?
I think so.
We do have a show November 23rd at Jake's Backroom, right?
That's
Lubbock?
in Lubbock, Texas. Yep.
Lubbock, Texas. Yeah,
I've played Jake's Backroom. Is a fun place to play.
It is a fun place.
Mhm.
Don't they still have like the pool tables and like the?
I
all
think
that?
so. Last time I
I
was
thought it was
there, they did.
interesting that it's like a restaurant and a venue.
The first time that we played Lubbock at Jake's with Brandon when we were kids, I don't know if you remember this, but we were playing pool in the green room area, and this drunk dude comes in and starts trying to talk shit, and he goes up to Brandon, and Brandon tells him to get lost, and he leaves, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Yeah, I remember my first beer," and shoots a shot, and that's when I was like, this motherfucker's cool as shit, dude.
I tend to have a mouth on me, especially when I'm drunk.
Tell me about it.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Pretty mouth.
wait.
Any other questions?
Wait a minute.
Y'all have any other
Yeah.
questions?
We got a weasel.
You only
but
got
I
like
don't-
a
I don't-
lightning
I don't
round
know
or
what the weasel
something?
is.
I've come up with the last 12 of them.
You come up with all of them. Every weasel I throw out's fucking lame.
What would your porn star
So here at
name be?
BamBamORama, we do this thing called weaseling, where we get you involved in our business or we get involved in your business. And I don't know what to ask for.
$40 for 10%.
Well, I know something that we have guaranteed that it would work out. So you remember Dad, they played with y'all at that show for BamBamORama.
Yeah, Day After Dead.
Right?
Yeah.
We recently had their interview for the first time and offered this same thing, but it takes multiple bands to make this work anyway. This is not the only thing we'll ever offer you guys, as I'm pretty sure you figured out we're in this for the long haul. We're going to be trying to offer bands a lot of stuff, right? The one we've got in mind is probably, well, there's two of them. We gave them first dibs on what they want to organize. One is doing a, like, not Ren Fair, but like a Ren Fair in the vein of, you know, cosplay and all that. Fallout post-apocalyptic themed.
That would
Dude,
be sick.
That would be so
Post-apocalyptic fair,
sick.
yeah.
That'd be
We're
so
on our
sick.
cyberpunk shit right now anyway, so that actually would be perfect for us.
Yeah.
So it'd be, you know, where we have bands entertaining the people, more so for the vendors and all that aspect, but of course bands
Dude,
there
your
as well.
boys. So, dude, that's literally like our whole thing right now is that we're on that cyberpunk shit.
Nice.
So, 1000% we'd be down with that.
We would be putting it on. You would be helping perform and, you know, joining us.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
If you
for
want to set up
sure.
a booth in that vein, you'd be more than welcome to it.
Oh yeah. Y'all should definitely have like the Nuka-Cola and then spike it.
If we could, yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta like break up like the street around the area so it looks all folks.
Just do it in Odessa.
Yeah.
We should actually have radiation at that event.
Yeah.
Just go to Odessa.
that's what it is. Just go to Odessa.
Yeah, I mean we're in Odessa. Yeah, we're in West Texas, so just for authenticity.
I'm a safety guy. Can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
OSHA.
Where are the lines in Odessa? That's my last bit. But like, you know what I'm saying? You get on West County or whatever, and there's just no lines. Dude, I went over there when it was raining the other night, and I couldn't see anything. It was all reflective. There's no lines. I'm high. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. All right, thanks, y'all. That's my time. I'm married.
That's my time.
That's my time.
So normally we you know, wrap it up, say our goodbyes, and thank you guys. There was talks about a song being performed.
Let's slap out a song real quick.
Yeah.
They're gonna slap out a song. I'm watching.
Can you do Runaway?
Yeah.
Do Runaway.
Oh, do you want to tune to the
No, let's just do it like that.
Okay.
Roll like that. I'll make it work. This song is called Runaway by Here Lies the Hero.
It seems like I've been waiting on the way back home for far too long in dreams. I see you waiting where I'm walking slow, but just to go. I never wanted to stay where you're going to stay. I want you home, but you're gone. You lie awake, can't fight mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? You lie there awake, can't fight your mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? Run away, run away. And you don't have time. It's now or never, right? Can we make it through the night? You lie awake, can't fight mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? You lie there awake, can't fight your mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away? Seems like I've been waiting on the way back home for far too long in dreams. I see you waiting where I'm walking slow, but just to go. I never wanted to stay where you're going to stay. I want you home, but you're gone. You lie awake, can't fight mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? You lie there awake. Can't fight your mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? You lie there awake. Can't fight your mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? You lie there awake. Can't fight your mistakes, haunting every dream. Can you still run away, run away? Run away, run away. Run away, run away. Run away, run away.
So there you go, guys. If you ever want to hear some more beautiful music like that, make sure you go follow them on their socials. Here Lies the Hero. Anything you guys want to say before we cut her off?
My name is Inigo Montoya. No, thank y'all for having us. Let's do it again soon. Like whenever y'all want to do it, or please invite us back.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would like to offer my assistance with last time I was able to help Brian with running sound. We have that rack over there that's like, it's got a built-in awesome mixer, and if you guys want to utilize it for any of your shows, I'd be more than happy to come help out and let you borrow that.
Awesome.
We appreciate that,
free.
Dylan. We
Yeah,
will
thank you.
definitely keep that in
For
mind.
sure.
Yeah.
Expect that phone call.
Hit it.
Stick of burning every memory and love we made. I try to convince myself that the fire's illuminating a better way, that I still find myself lost without your brighter light. It never faded from my heart. And if love is the reason why you haunt me like a ghost, I won't let it die. We burnt our inner demons that keep us warm. Watch the ashes rise as we brave the storm. Ooh, we long for home, but we're all alone. So take my hand, my love, it's only a steep drop if you're looking down. You look so afraid to take a leap of faith. I'm passionate for you and I know that you're for me, but I wait to see the roaring waves. You're not here, you're gone. It was nothing but a dream, a memory. And if love is the reason why you haunt me like a ghost, I won't let it die. We burnt our inner demons that keep us warm. Watch the ashes rise as we brave the storm. Ooh, we long for home, but we're all alone. We burnt our inner demons that keep us warm. Watch the ashes rise as we brave the storm. Ooh, we long for home, but we're all alone. The ghosts of you and I, they try to keep me blind. They pull the burning wall over my wanting eyes. We long for home. The ghosts of you and I, they try to keep me blind. They haunt these secrets I've forgotten, where I'll never find them. We long for home. We burnt our inner demons that keep us warm. Watch the ashes rise as we brave the storm. Ooh, we long for home, but we're all keep us warm. Watch the ashes rise as we brave the storm.